So this is the basic outline of what I'm trying to create for a true movement and a mission to be established in my life. I was reaching out for it. The fact of the matter is, however, that I've been hacked. They were utilizing the information they hacked to hijack my information, to hijack my data, to enable for this identity theft that I'm getting no help from, with obvious reasons of partners behind cold plays in this way because of the orders of old or what have you. But in these times, it's a call for true freedom, creative passions, and for healing to begin. It's a call for a movement to challenge the times that we're living in as we witness the actions of the Trump administration and all of these players revolving around systemic barriers that continue to restrict our freedoms, mind you, whether supporting our speech and creativity or not, or our financial independence. We recognize the urgency of a true mission. Independence means that we are called to recognize that mission for ourselves and not for the recognition for anybody else, but initially for our own selves. So the urgency to recognize this mission is just an urgency to bring awareness to your own self. It's a heart work. It stands for the beacon of resilience that stems from within each individual. And it's my goal to build that sanctuary where we fight back with all of our talents combined to build new pathways towards that success and break away from the animosity that's deeply ingrained into the systemic pressures around us and into the abuses that can be ingrained into our own lives, as suggested in many posts in my past. But the fact of the matter is that I can't do this alone. I need your support, and this is a call for your support. That's not just because I believe that these things can pay people back handsomely within the given framework of being able to come out with the thing, but it's like, in other words, having you look at an advertisement, like, sign up here, this is going to be awesome, the thing that, is going to do things, and like those kind of videos. But the fact of the matter is that through these mistreatments, through these institutions that are meant to protect me, they've been working to create a place. They've been working to not allow me to be able to create this place for my voice to get heard, not allowing me to be able to speak freely, constantly censoring my voice. And what I'm trying to do is create without limitations, strive forward for growth and financial freedom without these grips of systemic oppressions holding us back. And it also is to create things within the mission that build for the barriers around financials and around our legal pathways to being able to build around the systemic barriers as we are being inflicted with out here. And these new pathways to freedom would aim to build systems of support that allow individuals to escape from the restrictive clutches of these financial structures. Instead of allowing you these fake opportunities for wealth and success, we build them on your personal terms. We build them together. We build them with passion together to empower true hearts as connections and these other areas of soil work and other parts of hearts work, avenues that I would have created to build that network of genuine support where people can uplift each other through that creativity, through their business and adventures, together sharing a vision that makes a space for real relationships to thrive, true camaraderie to be built upon, and collaborations to be made, invested and embedded in a way that allows for the recognition of these abuses to creatively pursue, to override them, to be able to escape the clutches from that type of mindset, that type of slavery, all of that. what we want to do is be able to create healing through our creative content and expressions. We want to recognize the struggle of hardships that people are faced with and not ignore them like these systems currently do. So we are going to encourage these cathartic expressions as a tool for change, as a tool for breaking through cycles of abuse, and instead of, like we see many articles on, people taking these laws into their own hands prior to trying to establish anything to create the barriers revolving around these things in their life. So in other words, it's me trying to create a niche through the music, through the campaign, through the project passions, to create these expressions, these pieces of music, art, poetry, creative outlets, and anything else that me and you can channel together right now without a platform to create these powerful movements, to challenge the status quo out here and inspire for real transformation in a way that's to help people out of hardship. It's a daily practice of creation, so we encourage daily activity in creation, in our processes online, and with what we're doing is we're in a struggle. We know we're in a struggle, and it's left us in a bind, and it's left us without the helpful agents that we're taught to have actually help us. Instead, it's to constrict our time and energy, and it just enlists us into the same slavery that we're trying to escape. So we don't want these artificial practices out here. We want aesthetic creation. That's what Heartworks encourages. That's what the daily activity and creativity together, even in conversations that we can build together, can urge everyone to contribute, or to urge everyone to contribute to that shared vision of progress and impact that we can take. Through constant artistic and social engagement, we can ignite those type of sparks of other people, driving them to find their own voice, their own purpose, and really practice what I call heart work. There's people doing heart work already. I'm just giving it a name and having a different approach to what I see and what I'm trying to create without being hampered in my ability to create like I have been. So a collective push for social change is just to be able to merge our expressive passions together in a way that's to create a larger social movement, using our works to challenge all of the oppressive systems, be able to redefine those narratives, and bring about real lasting change into the whole world and into the whole community of especially those heart work warriors and people that are willing to take up the adventure. All it is really calling you to do, theoretically, is channel your heart through what you learn from the King James Version and learn from your spiritual relationship with God, and to have that relationship with God and be moving in that way unapologetically. Just, it doesn't matter what these naysayers want to say. It matters why we create. This is why we persist through all of the pains that we're put through. And this is also why, within the given detriments of places manipulated that I've been in, I'm asking for your donations, your support, not only in my endeavors with Heartworks, but your donation and support in me personally. I don't believe anyone else in the whole entire world should ever have to be faced with anything that's been inflicted upon in my life, and it's systemic, so it's meant to put on the blinders on people's eyes. But the revolution and the revolutionary spirit in this way is healing. It's fantastic, and I believe wholeheartedly that it can create financial independence through our artistic expressions and freedoms that we can share, create, and inspire together to be able to move in that way to heal others and to totally change what people think that this world needs, and give them actually what they need. Give them actually these resources, instead of allowing these systemic operations to work to dupe us all. It's working through these processes that I've been explaining to people that we need to learn about, like uniform commercial code, and how these people are like disenfranchising the youth and not actually trying to help us. It's really about inspiring that change, and it's really about the detriment that these people have left people in without any legal recourse or action to be able to take, because that's what's happening to targeted individuals out here, and then they're ending up dead, oftentimes not even knowing that they're targeted in a situation. They're just living in the blight. They have no idea how to get out of, and one day they die, not getting any help out here. And that in humanity, I think, is really fucking sad. Really fucking sad. Anyone who's abusing their powers, that doesn't allow us to be able to speak our minds, speak our piece, regardless whether or not we're right or wrong or anything else, and actually want to help us grow from that position, regardless if it's mental or physical or our actual environment around us or the actual people closest to us that tell us that they love us but move different. Regardless what the scenario is, I believe that people have the right to reach for those goals and be protected in doing so. And when they're not, and they are in duress, that people should be coming together for those people to help figure it out. Because otherwise, all of you are leaving me for dead, just like everybody else that's died throughout history. That's why I have a movement within this called the Voice of the Voiceless, because it's about channeling that work, specifically thinking about those people who have passed and what their passions would have been. You have no idea. You have no idea. But the reason that you have it ingrained inside, that reason I have it ingrained inside in this way for the Voices of the Voiceless, is because I think that people who are people will, in fact, think about people who have passed in history who didn't get a chance to break free from that cycle of manipulative abuse and the powers that be. And that is what I believe that we should be speaking out about, and anything else out here really doesn't matter, because otherwise we're just not a free people. We're not a free character, we're not a free mind, and we're not an organic spirit at all. You can see it written on my face. It's all of this abuse. And it's been taxing on me to the point where it's acting like a real rigorous disease. And I know that there's things that I can get to that can help prevent this, but the cost is higher than what I have ability and energy to attack, on top of the attacks from the energy and the siphoning of my energy to move in that way, constantly setting me up for failure in any job setting. Anything I choose to do, doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter what it is. I'm a targeted individual. I'm out here seeking for your help. I don't know where to go to, because you can use your time and energy to look for a lawyer, or you can use your time and energy to try and go get help. You can use your time and energy for any avenue that you want to take. And it doesn't matter, because there's no systems that it seems to be able to be protecting the very monstrous crime that I'm bringing about here. And that is why that these people need to constantly be around you. They need to constantly surveil you. They need to constantly monitor you. And it's not to contribute any support and supportive effort of you. It's to block you from reaching. It's to block you from having that safe vibration within your body to tell you that you're around safe people when you go and drive in a car with bald tires and people know it and they want to push you around in the snow that weather modification tells me they suggestively create, on top of running the inflation with a little ball inside of my own gas tank, or whatever. It's purely about controlling the people and controlling the population at large. It has nothing to do with you ever reaching financial independence or freedom at all. Sell you the image, but give you something completely of an anomaly. And then when you have questions about it, to tell you that you're crazy, even though you're the one looking right at the documents and the patents that they have online to utilize their directed energy weapons on targeted individuals. And then they want to tell me that I'm a liar. Then they want to tell me that I wish that I would have backed out of everything then. Like, I didn't want your money. I didn't want your internet. I didn't want nothing to do with anything that you had offered me since I was born. Nothing. So it's an incredible crime. It's a credible crime, regardless of what people want to see about it or not. It's a real crime, and it's happening today. And though we were in the age of information before, we are in the age of spiritual awakening now. And these things, I believe, are prophesied about to be able to come into fruition, that I'm speaking about and I'm bringing about in my ministries. And I believe that I'm also being called to those things, to teach on that hearts as language that we used to use, to speak to one another, to speak into the ether, to share in love and share in prayer for and with each other, to grow up, to go better. But this system that we have, this kind of camaraderie we got out here, this kind of thing, it's all just to create and continue this slavery. And anyone that's too blinded to see it, well, you'll be having them blinders being ripped off in the coming days.